against the wall and you cannot fall. So go off, go off, go off, go off. So go off, go off, go off, go off. When you run it out, I need to get off.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Tube. I'm here in sunny Scotland. The sun is actually out right now, so that's nice. Just enjoying the holidays here. Happy New Year to everybody. Yeah, so I just wanted to do a little 2025 summary, show you my year, the highs, the lows, you know, how it all went. Obviously, we had some good times, and we also had some really tough times as well. But hey, that's life. You know, you have the good, the bad, the ugly, but you just have to keep powering through it all and keep pushing and get to the other side. But yeah, we'll start about my racing schedule. We called it the Dino Worldwide Tour. So why I did this was I actually had the opportunities to race Supercross full time for Quad Lock Honda, who I'm racing for now. But, you know, it's so hard to stay healthy for 17 rounds of Supercross. Let's be honest, there's maybe 4, maybe 5 by the end that have made all 17 rounds. It's so tough. So I wanted to race, come back and race in the UK. I thought that would be really cool. I raced that for the St. Blaise Honda team. And then obviously we got the HRC ride. We're doing the last 5 races no matter what. I was going to do those for Quad Lock Honda, but obviously the Lawrence brothers got hurt, ended up filling in on the HRC bike. So we did the last 5 of US Supercross. We did Brazil Championship. We did the SMX races, and then we did the Australia Championship. So I did this just because I'm still kind of making quite similar money to what I was when I was full-time Supercross. So it's very close. It's a little bit more laid back. And I think it's just more longevity. I think I can keep this going for as long as I can, as long as I'm healthy and I'm happy with what I'm doing. So that's what we did in 2025. And for 2026, we're going to do the exact same thing. So let's get into it. 2025, we started at Birmingham. That was the first round of the Arena Cross World Tour, which is also like the UK Arena Cross. I actually came in injured. I had a torn labrum in my shoulder. I actually still have that. I never did get the surgery on it. And that was from the World Supercross in Perth, Australia. My buddy Vince did me dirty, and I put my arm out, and I popped my shoulder and tore my labrum. So I had to take a lot of time off. So I got back to racing in Birmingham for round 1. And my shoulder was really weak and just wasn't strong. And I ended up finishing 3rd on the night and P1 on the British side of things. So it was a great start to the season. So that was the first race of the year. And then after that, we went to Germany. I raced the Dortmund German Supercross. And that was an experience on its own. Man, it was the stickiest track I've ever ridden on. It was so sticky. Track layout was really tight and small. It was 3 days of racing. So yeah, showed up. I was riding for the Luke's Racing Honda team, and it was just a stock bike with some suspension. Yeah, and honestly, I got my ass absolutely kicked all weekend. Same thing again. Shoulder just did not feel very strong. I didn't feel safe on the track. It was just gnarly. So I just really wasn't prepared. And so we did that, survived it. Yeah, it was pretty gnarly. So I was happy just to leave there healthy, honestly, because 3 days of racing was pretty gnarly on that track, and it was a long weekend for me. So after that, we got back to the UK and we raced in London, and that went really good. Took the win there. Felt really good, starting to kind of shoulders getting stronger, starting to feel better, building some momentum. And then from the London Arena Cross, we went to Belfast. So that was really cool to race there. That was a double header. So I won the first night, which went really well. And then the second night, I also ended up winning. So Belfast, another clean sweep, was really good. And after that, we went to Aberdeen, Scotland, which was really cool. Home race for me. First time racing in Scotland in many, many years. So it was cool to do that. Ended up taking the win there. So I was happy with that. And then we had the final round in Manchester, and I was just starting to really come around then. I ended up taking the win, winning the British Championship, UK champ, and that was also part of the Arena Cross World Tour. So a lot of the Euros came for that, and I was in the points lead for that. So there was only one final round of the Arena Cross World Tour, which was in Abu Dhabi in the summer, but we wrapped up the British Championship. Couldn't be happier, and off we went back to America. So we got back to America, and we raced, the plan was to race the last 5 Supercrosses for Quad Lock Honda. And yeah, we ended up getting the call from Lars, and both the Lawrence boys unfortunately got injured, and man, it all just worked out so well. Ended up getting the factory Honda ride. And yeah, it was just amazing. You know, I gelled so well with the team. I really felt good on the bike. And I just couldn't ask for anything better. And yeah, I remember the first race I went to was Philadelphia, and it rained all day, and like the track was pretty sketchy for my first race back. And I just remember, racing, and I just remember my arms got so pumped up, just a bit nervous, and first proper race back in a while. And I almost had some big ones. I stalled it, and I just couldn't grip the bars. And I says, you know what, we're just going to take it easy and get to the checkered. So we did that. We got 18th, right? So everyone's thinking, oh, what a waste of time this was. But I knew in my head, the team knew, like, I was fine. I wasn't stressing. My heat race was good. So we went to the next race, which was New Jersey. And that was a funny one. I ended up getting a top 10, battled to the death with Justin Hill. And yeah, we ended up getting a top 10, and the team was pumped, and that was more like it. I felt a lot better. And so I clicked off my first top 10 there. So I just wanted to build the momentum. And the next round of that was Pittsburgh. Ended up getting another top 10 there. Felt pretty good. But I didn't feel like I rode great, but we did another top 10. So that was good. So after that, next round was Denver. And man, I tell you what, the breathing up there was tough. But nonetheless, felt like I rode pretty good, pushed to the absolute end, clicked off another top 10. So that was good. And then we went to the final round in Salt Lake City. I actually injured my back during the week. I ended up getting a bulging disc on my L4, L5 from casing a triple. So that was a pretty annoying, still bothers me to this day. But we raced Salt Lake, and my heat race was really good. Ended up with P3 in the heat. And all day I just felt pretty good on the bike. And then in the main event with a P7. So I felt like every race I was starting to get better and better. But we only had 5 races, and then it was over. So anyways, very fortunate and grateful for that opportunity with Factory Honda HRC. So then the summertime rolled in. I had my Brazil series I was doing, and so we did that. First round was a double header, so round 1 and 2 were together. And first day was flawless day. It was I won Super Pole, which was 3 points, and then I won both main events. So I had a pretty good points gap. That's 9 points after the first night, but was also very tough. You know, with my mom was starting to really struggle with her health, and mentally it was a tough one. So we went into the second night of racing, and I got my bulging disc in my back, and then things with my mom. It was tough for sure. And I ended up getting, I got second in Super Pole, won the first moto, second in the second moto. So I think I only lost 3 points or something. So I still had a little bit of a points gap. So anyways, that was the first 2 rounds done. Had a little bit of a break. And then I had the final round of the Arena Cross World Tour in Abu Dhabi. So that was really cool. Was going really well. Got into the lead for the main event. And then my mate Tommy had a big crash. They red flagged the race. So we restarted right back to the start gate and had to fully redo the race. So, of course, get a pretty shitty start. Coming through the pack. Start like inching up on the leader. And then I just got wheel spin out of nowhere and crashed. And probably my first concussion in a long time. And I got up, I didn't even know where I was. I went around the track, didn't know where I was going. And yeah, I was pretty dazed. It was tough. I haven't rang my bell in a minute. So I hurt that, and I also hurt my pelvis. And the problem was with that was I had to fly from there to the third round of Brazil. So went to the hospital, got checked out. Pelvis was okay. And then, the head was just your kind of standard concussion. So I went back to the hotel. Next day, I can barely walk with my pelvis. So I go back to the hospital just to double check. They're like, nothing's broken. So I'm like, oh man, it was really painful. So we ended up deciding to fly to Brazil for the third round. And that was a tough one. That was such a tough one. I was pretty grumpy that day. Obviously just off. And I couldn't squeeze the bike with my knees just because it really pressured my pelvis. So anyways, ended up at P2, got through the night, just was happy to get through it. And that put us down to the wire for the final round of the Brazil Championship. So later on, we go to the final round, and what a barn burner that one was. We do super pole, P2 and super pole. So I lost a little bit of points, and then we go to the first main event, and my mechanic didn't tighten up my clutch perch, so my clutch is just flopping around. I crash, I fall, I should say, and the Brazil fans are just going absolutely wild. Obviously, they want the hometown boy Enzo to win, which I understand. And so, anyways, get back, clutch perch, we tighten it back up, and we get ready for the last main event. Last main event, it's going down to the wire for the championship. Come around off the start, get around Enzo right away, and then Aranda rolled this section in front of me, so I jumped a little bit left, and Enzo jumped a little bit right, and we connected over the bars. Big crash. Of course, the two guys going for the championship down. So we both scramble, get up, and then Enzo got up in front of me, and then I passed him in the whoops right away, and then I just started clicking off riders, and moving my way through the pack. This was it, all for the championship. It was wild, man. And then, so I think I get up in the fourth, I hit this double, and then there's just a bike laying on the landing. And, oh man, I seen this thing, I just absolutely death gripped, and kind of wheelied before it, and I just foot peg, hit the engine, put a huge hole in my engine. I'm gushing oil out everywhere. So I keep going. I actually don't know that I've lost oil. I thought I just saved it. And then the mechanics are telling me, pull in, losing oil. You need to pull in and get oil. And I'm thinking, this is for the championship. I can't pull in. I don't know where Enzo is at this point. So I keep going. I do like 5 or 6 more laps. I get into second place, and I'm catching the leader. And then I'm like, if I don't pull in for oil and something happens, then I'm really going to regret that. So I pull in, do an oil stop. They just have oil. They're pouring it in. Who knows if it even worked? I think half the oil just spat back out because the hole was at the bottom. So anyways, lose a lap, get back on the track. And the races are quite long. They're 12 minutes plus a lap. So it's about 26 laps. And anyways, so back through the pack again. And then the very last lap, my bike just starts blowing up. And I limped it to the finish and got the championship. So it was wild. Absolutely wild race. The fans were just going ecstatic, and yeah, it was not the way I would have wanted to do it, but it was definitely something to always remember. So anyways, we finished Brazil. We're the Brazil champion. We're the UK champion. Top 10 in the States. So far, a pretty good year. And then the SMX races are coming up, and I was keeping an eye on my points. And top 30 qualified to SMX. So top 20 are guaranteed in, and then 20 to 30, or maybe it's 32, go to the LCQ. But sometimes if riders are injured and stuff, they'll let people come in. So with only doing 5 US Supercross rounds, I was 32nd in points, I think. So I still wasn't bad. They invited me to do it. I had to do the LCQs, but like you guys know, the SMX, there's a lot of money involved. The LCQs, absolutely just so stressful, and we made all 3 of them. Yeah, I mean, at SMX, I was just really the goal was just to get in the main, just to finish the motos, It was, my back was hurting pretty bad, and just a good chunk of change to get, really. So ended up doing that. extra 40 grand in my pocket, so well worth it, and was happy with that. So we finished SMX, and then we went to Australia. And then, you know, Australia is a bit of my bread and butter. That's something where, you know, that's where I'm expected to win, and that's Quad Lock Honda and Honda Australia. They're the same team, so Yariv really looks after me. So we go to Australia, and I race. First 2 rounds are back-to-back in Redcliffe. Night 1, I went 1-1. Amazing night, rode really well, came from the back the first race, and just felt really good on the bike, but also a very, very, very tough time. My mom was in a bad spot. Yeah, it's been a tough one for sure. Yeah, I dedicate this one to my mom. Yeah, tough weekend, but I'm just trying to push through and make her proud. And so hard being over here in Australia when, you know, she's over there. But honestly, just a big thank you to Honda Racing Australia and everyone in my corner, my family. Say hello to my dad, and yeah, thank you everyone, appreciate it.
There you go, guys, heart of a lion.
And it wasn't looking good, so we finished the first night, and then I woke up in the morning for the second round, and then my mother had passed away, so that was really tough, obviously mentally, and just, yeah, I remember going out for qualifying during the day, and man, I just was a wreck. It was really hard, but it was kind of funny, you know. I think she was really looking over me, because as the night show came around, I felt on the start gate, I felt more just clear-headed, and was focused on just trying to get the job done and make her proud. And if anyone knows my mom, she would kick my butt if I wasn't out there, you know. So it was tough, very tough, and we got through it, and we won the first 2 rounds of Australia. So that was a very good start, and we had 3 rounds to go. So the third round was at Melbourne, and the Lawrence brothers were there, and we raced that and ended up P2. Jet was first, I was second, Hunter third. So was really pleased with that as well. I was really in a good spot riding wise. I was riding really well and felt comfortable on the bike, and the bike was handling and running good, and just was in a good spot. So we did that, P2 at round 3, and then we went to round 4. I might have mixed those up actually, but I did mix those up. Round 3 was Sydney, and then Melbourne was round 4. But anyways, we'll go back to round 3 of Sydney. That one went really well. Won both main events. And yeah, very pleased. Just rode really well, executed what I had to do, and was perfect. So then we went to the final round of the Australia Supercross Championship, and that was at Adelaide. It's a huge race because it's at the V8 Supercars event, so it's yeah, there's just lots happening, and you know, the supercars are massive in Australia, so we have our Supercross event at that race. And same thing again, very small, tight track. Main event 1, I didn't get a good start, had to push my way through, and ended up getting the lead on the last lap, 2 corners to go. So I was very happy with that, keep the streak alive. And then main event 2, better start, got into the lead, another win. So I won 8 out of 10 main events, won 4 out of 5 rounds, and was the Australia champion. So that was the end of my season, and really couldn't be more pleased with the racing side of things. The British champion, top 10 in the States, Brazilian champion, Australia champion, healthy. So yeah, very, very happy with how the year went, and hopefully we have a good 2026. Thank you everyone for the support. I know I've not been posting a whole lot. I've just kind of been taking a step back here in Scotland, spending time with my dad for the holidays. Obviously a tough time, you know, first Christmas without mom, and yeah, it's not easy, but family's the only thing you got, and you gotta stick by them, and yeah, family is everything. So anyways, guys, some exciting things coming up here in 2026. I'm looking forward to announcing them, but give this video a comment and a like, and yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Cheers.